Gen X Brian here with Millennial Nick and Zennial Dean. Welcome to episode 126 of Convincing Idiots. This week, we get into Oscar nominations, continuation shows. What are some of our favorites, and what makes a good continuation show? Our idiot Mount Rushmores of quotable movies, our favorite movies that we love to quote, our normal stuff, and stuff we like to put ham gravy on. Stay with us, keep watching, keep listening, and let's start the show.
All right, test.
Test.
Call it again.
Convincing idiots.
Convincing idiots.
Called it ham gravy.
I informed them that I sided with the stat man, not just anyone's opinion, the stat man Brian Fisher.
These kids today,
Jingle All the Way is in fact the best Christmas movie of all time.
I need to get Grandma a present, and my herpes is flaring up. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yo. I'm the millennial
We're
Santa.
three friends representing three different generations. That's our whole shtick. That's our thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nick got to hold poop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm standing in the sea
Awesome.
breeze, holding a turd, just mightily. I'm just going hitting hats.
Anyway, on a lighter note,
And welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the broadcast. Boys and girls, welcome to the show. This is Convincing Idiots. My name's Dean, the Zennial.
I'm Brian, Gen X.
And my name is Nick, and I'm a millennial. And if this is your first time joining us, welcome aboard. We are Convincing Idiots, a weekly podcast of three friends representing three different generations in which we discuss nerd and pop culture and things of the like each and every week. So if you've not already done so, please feel free to go and like, subscribe, rate, review, all of those wonderful things that the kids do on the social media accounts. You can find all of the ones in which we are on by Googling Convincing Idiots Linktree, Linktree, and there you're going to find all of the links for the social media accounts that we're on, as well as the podcast platforms in which you can listen to us each and every week. Our merch store link is on there as well. For all that and so much more, you can also go to our website, which is convincingidiots.wordpress.com. And there you can poke around on that website, find out a little bit about your hosts here, the three of us, learn a little bit about us. You can also find ways that you can help the show out and all kinds of other fun things. So, if you are one of the droves of fans that join us each and every week, you don't even need to know all that. You're already up on all that. You've rated, you reviewed, you liked, subscribed, whatever. You're getting all the feet pics from our Patreon. All that's coming your way. You're living large. But for those of you who have not, don't get left behind, okay? Be sure to do all that stuff. So we are joined once again, the three of us joining each other for another week. We're also on Boss Code Media. I almost forgot.
Oh, yeah.
How can
Idiot.
I forget? Boss Code Media.
Jeez.
I know. This
You're
is
an
silly
idiot.
because sure I am an idiot, and that's why I'm on the show. But nonetheless, we are also available on Boss Code Media, Boss Code TV. If you have a smart TV, or hey, maybe one of those smartphones, which is a tiny little smart TV in your pocket, you can be sure to download the Boss Code Media app or Boss Code TV. It is a bunch of original content creator driven stuff on there. We're on there. Our friends on It Came From Gen X are also on there. So please be sure to go down and download Boss Code TV as well. Shame on me. Shame for leaving them out. So, okay, now I'm ready to hear about what Brian's been doing.
How are you going to steal my bit?
Jeez.
Being forgetful and interrupting?
No, interrupt Brian.
Okay.
Wow.
What a jerk.
Now may I fucking go?
You may
God,
fucking go.
geez, boy, gee. No, great weekend. So Friday night, Allie and I, my girlfriend, lovely girlfriend, went out to Cranston's Pub. So recommended by Dean and Megan Pryor in Doylestown, Ohio. So if you're in the Northeast Ohio, Norton, Wadsworth area, great place. They serve like big German beers, and literally the only food they serve is pizza. They are known for their pizza.
The place you were telling me about, Dean? That you said like the German beer they have on.
Yeah, they have the dark German beer, but they also one of the coolest things is, or not coolest, but the tastiest thing is that it sprinkles the seasoning. They have a special homemade seasoning. That you can use on the pizzas. Is
it like a roasted red pepper kind of deal, or what?
No,
it's a mixture of spices and stuff.
Yeah, it's a mixture, a special mixture, and it is amazing.
Yeah, very good place. Go check them out. So give yourself a little extra time. I mean, pizza takes a while to make. That's fine. It's definitely homemade dough, you could tell. So just a very nice place. And then we stopped at Hi-Ho Brewing Company in Cuyahoga Falls as well. A nice couple beers in there. So nice place. And then Saturday, got to hang out with this young man over here for 90s night. Hung out with Dean at Ignite Brewing Company in Barberton. They had their first theme night, so Dean will probably talk more about that 90s night. That was a nice time hanging out with everybody. And also Jonathan.
Yes, Jonathan.
Yes, yep.
Number one fan.
That's right. That's right. So he told me instead of hanging out and taking pictures of me, he'd just kind of wait and hang out at the Ignite Brewing. So that was nice to see Jonathan hang out. Yep. Seth and a lot of people were there, of course. And Sunday, I hung out with some friends, watched some football, even though the Cowboys lost, our team, Nick, but still, it was nice hanging out with a bunch of people. Good game, competitive game, all that stuff. So, yeah, very nice weekend overall. So, Dean, how are you?
I am rolling. I actually just noticed it's been probably a long time since I grew my hair back. I've had a hat on for the show, so this is one of the first times I've had so much hair. I just noticed that in the camera here.
Good, easy, so much. Calm down.
Well, we did not want to edit Dean's avatar, Nick, so we told him he has to grow his hair back.
Right. You have to be consistent with the way that. Yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm.
You were locked into a certain presentation of yourself for the next however long this episode's for.
It's like so when the action figure comes out, it'll look right now. Good.
Right. Right.
No, I've again. We went to the 90s night at Ignite Brewing Company in Barberton, right there on Tusk, next to the movie theater. Every night they're going to do a 90s theme night. Once a month.
Every night.
No, once a month.
It must have really been a success if they're going to do it every night.
Well, Brian, that place was packed. It was wall to wall people.
I bet that's a fun time. That's a good theme. Yeah. I
was dressed in grunge. I had the long wig on with the toque and the flannel wrapped around the waist and whatnot. No, it was a lot of fun. Next month is going to be Mardi Gras. So get your beads ready and come on down. I can give a date later when I remember. Other than that,
Nick's going to have to extract his beads from a certain area, Dean. So
mine are currently in the depths of their use. Yes.
Yeah. Actually, I hear he likes it. It's like starting a lawnmower. He just likes them ripped out.
Start Me Up by the Rolling Stones. Just give it a good tug.
Nice.
By the end, he's just drooling and with comes he's dripping off his little belly. So yeah, that's Sunday. I didn't do much. Sunday, just watched a lot of good football. And sorry guys about your Cowboys. It stings a little bit, you know.
Yeah. It's fine.
At least they won a game this time we got to experience a playoff victory before they were booted.
Well, it's happened before, just not in a while.
It's been a while, yeah.
That's true.
So so that's about it. I haven't done much. We are doing a earlier recording. That's why we haven't probably watched much or done much since the last taping. So yeah. That's about why I haven't done. That's about it for me. Nikolai.
Nice. Nothing. Big fat nothing report.
All right.
Been home all weekend with a sick kid, so finally got the fever to break today, actually. So
did you try cowbell?
Finally, Cowboys. I did not.
There's
Damn,
a fever. That's what it calls for.
That's the only prescription. Yep. So little guy's been sick, so we really didn't do anything. We sat around, same deal. Watched the Cowboys play on Sunday. I watched.
Which made you sick, so
most of the Bills and Bengals. Every team that I was rooting for has now been eliminated. Jacksonville's always a team that I root for. Jags are gone in heartbreaking fashion as well. I was really pulling for Buffalo because
you're a jag off.
I am a jag off. Yes, I've was pulling for Buffalo big time too because they've just been asked for so long, and I was just this was they're supposed to be their year. They were favorites. Couldn't believe they got booted at home, and then watched the Cowboys game. And honestly, it was a good game. I mean, it was a defensive showdown, and Dallas just had one extra bad drive than San Francisco did, and that's basically what it came down to. So. Yeah, man, that was about it. Nothing too crazy.
I sent you guys that fun meme. It said Dak Prescott after the game was so mad he threw his helmet, and that got intercepted.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't really throw two interceptions in the first half and expect to come out with a good result there. You know what I mean?
Not in a divisional game on the road, especially. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. Yeah. Well,
another 25 years or so, Nick. Well, maybe we'll get there.
Yeah, sure. Well, I hope it's sooner than that for your sake. But yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
It's just running neck and neck at this point. It's a three-way race from the Cowboys winning their next playoff game to the Leafs winning the Stanley Cup to Nick's death. They're all
right.
up, and who's going to get there first?
The same trajectory.
I did hear a commentator on ESPN. I can't think of his name, but he's very good. But he mentioned something along the lines with Jerry Jones that he's literally trying to win a championship in so many words before he is gone. He only has so many years on this earth left, so that may change his decisioning. He tries to ride out Dak and Mike McCarthy long term and whatnot. So anyway, we could talk about that. It's not a sports show necessarily, but we'll see what happens. All right. Well, we haven't again. We did a shot the last episode the Thursday of last week, and now this is Tuesday of the following week. So, like you said, we haven't had much time to watch anything. But did you happen to see anything that you would like to recommend, Dean?
I did. I did. Let's can we continue with the theme here? Because I watched a football game. It was the Dallas Cowboys against the San Francisco 49ers.
Familiar with that. I also saw that this weekend.
I took some notes. Did you know Brock Purdy? They call him. He is Mr. Irrelevant because he was the last
person
in the 2022 draft.
Yes.
So that position is considered Mr. Irrelevant, and he is the first Mr. Irrelevant to ever throw a forward pass in the NFL.
Wow, how about that?
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
He also, right now, he has the same number of victories in playoffs as Dak Prescott and Tony Romo. Who are 2-4.
Jesus,
and he is 2-0, and he's only like a week. This is only his 7th game starting. So I thought those were some fun things you guys might like to know. I
forget how, because Tony Romo was such a bit, for Cowboys fans. I mean, in the league, he was, it felt like he was around for a really long time. His tenure,
it wasn't long.
There was a decent amount of success regular season wise, a fair amount. Definitely some playoff appearances, but you just forget how many times they just won and done. They were out.
That's right. And let's remember now. How many playoff games have the Cleveland Browns won in the last 50 years?
Probably the same amount as they've appeared in. Probably next to 0.
No, 2.
They were appeared in 2.
Yeah. So the same as Tony Romo and Dak Prescott. So let's not throw stones, gentlemen.
Did they win 2 or they've appeared in 2?
No, I think they won 2. I know they won 1. I think they won 2.
They did win a couple. They did win in the 80s. So just. I'll
All
make
right.
it funny. How about Super Bowl appearances? How about that? How many Super Bowl appearances?
Well, they have quite a few championships.
All right.
Oh,
That's
there's
the
this
old-
thing that Browns fans like
Yeah.
to
Well,
do
you guys are gonna
before it was the
start. You got-
NFL, and
No, it was the NFL. It's just they didn't start the Super Bowl.
No, wasn't.
The year they won the championship the year before the Super Bowl started, and many before that with Otto Graham. So,
Yep.
if you guys want to bring it up, I'm just giving you facts. All right,
Oh,
Right.
just giving you facts.
It's like they won when no one was looking. It's like, oh yeah, but it wasn't. I mean, yeah, it wasn't what it is
Okay.
now, but they did it.
Okay.
It's just, you know.
Okay, you can't see that I just came all over this clipboard here, but it happened. Just because you didn't see it doesn't mean it didn't happen. All right. So that's my sports talk. I just thought you guys would enjoy that.
nice.
I did watch the Bad Batch newest. I'm up. Was it 4 episodes now? It's pretty good.
Is that the Star Wars thing?
Yeah,
I haven't
it's the,
seen that yet.
The animated Star
Yeah.
Wars
Okay.
one. Yeah.
yeah. It's they're like the
X Troopers or something?
well. Actually, I want to real quick jump back to if we're talking about like numbers of like wins and championships. Go ahead and name me the Stanley Cups for the Leafs. Right?
How many wins?
Yeah.
17.
Okay. No. In the past, 50-year time period.
Oh, 0.
Oh, okay. Okay, just moving on. Sorry.
Yeah.
If we're talking about, there might be a producer that just texted me to ask you that question.
Oh, what?
Yeah, there might be a producer that just texted me to ask you that question.
A producer.
Uh-huh. Yeah, she might be in the same room with you. Anyways. I watched The Bad Batch, and then I was watching this old episode of the Andy Griffith Show. Okay, I love the Andy Griffith Show, and it was it was a beauty pageant episode. Nick, I know you're not going to have this. Brian, do you remember Ellie Walker, the character Ellie Walker?
Mm-hmm.
She was in the early. Yeah, she was in the earlier. She was the teacher in the earlier episodes.
Was that Don Knotts' girlfriend in the?
No. That it was Andy's early girlfriend before.
Yes,
before the other one that stayed throughout her real name was Eleanor Donahue.
Okay.
It is weird, like when you see something like somebody from like that old kind of TV or movie and think, wow, what a piece of ass. And to think that like dead stuff, like them being so damn attractive, like, because you think like back in the day, like the guys just looked old. Everybody, I don't care if they were 25, they looked old. You know what I mean? And the same with the women. It was a very few and far between, especially like on sitcoms. But that Ellie Donahue was just stunning. And that's actually where the "come on the clipboard" came from earlier. So
nice.
But yeah, but that's everything I've watched. Brian, what about you?
Yeah, I tell you, that'd be Arthur, man. When she was
That was a handsome woman.
19, boy.
So,
Yeah, she was all mauled.
She did it for me.
Yeah. Just threw me off completely.
I know.
Well, people are watching this right now. I think perhaps it's possible. It's possible, Nick, that there's somebody's watching us now in the luxury bunker, right? Where the world has went to shit. And then people are watching old episodes of the Convincing Idiots podcast. They stumbled across how they have internet service. We don't know. We don't care.
Yeah,
it's still operating somehow.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
For all of you in the future, just so you remember just how weird 2023 was. All of us, same age. We're all the same age.
That's right. That's right. I am the Ellie Mae of this podcast, I think.
That's right. What a piece
of
ass.
I think the only thing I've watched that was new to me, Dean, is I watched the new Night Court. There you have it. So,
yay.
You know what? I liked it. Everything you said
go.
about it was accurate, and that is, if you just I like the whole vibe and feel of a old sitcom, like the 80s, 90s era, with, like you say, the music in between, very simple, very basic story, and that's it. That's exactly. It feels just like the old Night Court, like you said, and so it's good. and it's I love to see the old set. I love seeing the old armadillo that he had in the office. She pulled out.
Yeah, that was cool.
Just little homage to the original
Clarence
series and all that stuff. Yeah. So again, like you said, if you're a fan of the original Night Court, you'll enjoy this. So it's out there I watched it on the NBC app on demand. So good stuff. And also did watch the new Saturday Night Live with what's her name?
Aubrey Plaza. Yeah.
Thank you. That was a good episode. Yeah. Pretty funny.
Yeah. There was some weird ones in there for me. We watched it last night. I was like, there's some sketches that went kind of weird, but some of them were pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, she's just odd anyway, but I like the Parks and Rec reunion with her and Leslie Knope with so
Amy Poehler, yeah.
Amy Poehler playing Leslie Knope, yes, thank you. So that was cute. So anyway, that's about it. Nick, how about you?
Nice. I also watched that episode, and just to
Night Court?
Piggyback onto that. No, just to piggyback on that, I thought it was cool how they both kind of paid homage to the Leslie Knope character and simultaneously Amy Poehler on Weekend Update as an anchor as well. Nice. That was kind of cool. So she's like, you mind if I, she's in character as Leslie Knope, but she's, you mind if I take a couple stabs at this? Can I do, read a couple? So, it was fun. Pretty good episode. I haven't watched a ton. I've still been kind of chipping my way through Andor. I watched a movie that was new to me. Friday, actually, I watched Guardians of the Galaxy.
You never saw the original?
Nope. I saw the second one, but I never saw the first one. So,
okay.
I'd seen like bits and pieces, but the family just went ahead and watched it without me. And so it was one of those ones where I don't know that I when Guardians of the Galaxy came out, I didn't know anything about them. I didn't know if I was what. I don't think I 100% knew it was a Marvel thing or, whatever. So I didn't really have much interest in it at the beginning, or I didn't really, think about it. But as these characters, came through and you start taking an interest in the storyline and the characters and their dynamic and everything. So finally, I watched the second one when it came out and liked it a lot, but had never seen the first one. So took the day off with Oliver since he was sick, and we just sat there and watched Guardians of the Galaxy, and it was pretty good. So I was very impressed with it, as I think that's kind of one of those properties of Marvel that's pretty solid. You know what I mean? Like that dynamic, those characters, you can, if you like that style, if you like that humor, you're going to enjoy all those movies. So, but it was good. So that's about it. That's the only thing that was new to me that I saw.
Very nice.
Very good. Yeah, I had no expectations for that movie when it came out. I didn't know the characters at all.
Yeah. And how were the ducks at the end?
Yep.
That's right. That's right. Makes a cameo. Yeah, great. Like you say, great movie, great soundtrack, the whole bit. So, okay. All right, guys. Well, we're going to let's take a break then. We're going to come back with pop culture headlines, and then we'll get into our Ask an Idiot segment of the week. We're going to talk about continuation stories, so series and things like that a little bit. And then our main segment this evening is quotable movies. I almost forgot what the main segment was for a second there.
We're all thrown off. It's not the normal recording day. It's a different vibe. Tuesday vibe, which is funny because we used to always record on Tuesdays, but it's different now. I don't know. There's no going back. It's just different now.
Definitely feels different.
Yep. All right, so we'll be back after the break. Welcome back to Convincing Idiots, and I could not have done it without you little people.
Oh, he's talking about us.
That's right. Supporting me.
Thought his pants was off.
I'm just rehearsing, guys, for a potential future Oscar speech. Now, we haven't been nominated this year. This podcast was nominated for, was it the Razzie? Maybe it was something like that.
Razzie, something. It's close
something
to that.
like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's something like that. I'm sure it's a highly esteemed honor or something like that. So we'll prepare a speech for that. But some people are preparing for a potential Oscar winning.
The only thing we're going to get is a restraining order.
That's probably right. So the 95th Academy Awards were announced, the nominations just today, right? So we're not going to go through all of these here, but some of these we talked about on the Golden Globes. So typically, no surprise if a movie is getting a lot of accolades in the Golden Globes, it's probably going to get some accolades in the Oscar nominations, and no different here. So the big one is Everything Everywhere All at Once. It has 11 nominations. And that's the one with Michelle Yeoh. She won Golden Globe for Best Actress. It's like the multiverse thing. So it's again, if you haven't seen this yet, definitely watch this.
So you have seen it?
I have seen it. I watched it over the summer. Actually,
I watched the trailer of it.
Watching it.
May or may not have experienced it whilst with some jazz cabbage, but it freaked me out. I was like, "Whoa, what the hell's going on?"
I want to do that. Now I want to watch the whole thing.
I was like, I don't know. That I'm like, I feel like I need to be in a different frame, like a regular frame of mind to watch this.
Got to pay attention.
Yeah.
This was an evening over the summer. I set up my projector out back, and I just watched it out there. Nice, whatever. It was a very relaxing evening. Very cool movie. So
looks interesting. It looks really interesting.
Yes.
Projector out back. He had his butler bring him drinks when he needed. It was very nice.
That's right. So that one, and then the Banshees of Inisherin is up for a few things as well. So that's the dark.
That's with Colin Farrell, Brendan Gleeson. You were talking about,
right? So they're both up for Best Actor and Best Supporting Actor in their own right as well. Other big ones out there are Avatar, Top Gun, Elvis, The Fabelmans, which is the Steven Spielberg movie. So a few things out there. So I'll just go through a couple of the big ones here, because the Best Picture, All Quiet in the West. These are nominations: All Quiet in the Western Front, Avatar, Banshees, Elvis, Everything Everywhere at Once, The Fabelmans. I mentioned Tar has won a few Golden Globes. I haven't seen this yet. I need to put that on my watch list. Top Gun, Triangle of Sadness. Now, actually, that's a good name.
Top Gun, Triangle of Sadness.
No, Top Gun.
Oh, that's what I thought he meant too. I'm like, did it have
which one
tagline that I didn't know about?
Triangle of Sadness.
Yeah,
commas, commas.
What a great follow-up to the original smash hit, Top Gun.
Yeah,
Triangle of Sadness.
Now, some have called this podcast.
He just flying around.
The Triangle of Sadness. That might be actually the name of this episode, The Triangle of Sadness. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then Women Talking. I'm not familiar with those last couple there.
I know your dating life. No, you're not.
That's right. Women Talking. Yeah. Best Lead Actor nominees: Austin Butler for Elvis, Colin Farrell for the Banshees of Inisherin, Brendan Fraser for The Whale, making his comeback, Paul Mescal from After Sun, not familiar, and Bill Nye for Living.
The science guy?
Really?
Bill Nighy? Nye?
No, different one.
Okay.
No, I don't think. I can't imagine.
I don't know.
Well, if it's spelled like that, it's not him. But yeah,
Nighy. Nye. Okay. Best lead actress: Cate Blanchett for Tar, Anna de Armas for Blonde. That's on Netflix, I believe. The Marilyn Monroe story. Andrea Riseborough for To Leslie. Michelle Williams for The Fabelmans, and Michelle Yeoh. I think she's the favorite here. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. So she was just fantastic in this movie. Best Supporting Actor: Brendan Gleeson for The Banshees of Inisherin, Brian Tyree Henry for Causeway, Judd Hirsch for The Fabelmans, Barry Cohen for the Banshees of Inisherin. Am I saying his name right? Barry Cohen?
Yes.
I don't know if
Okay.
you're saying any of these names right.
Yeah.
That's if you sound confident
I know.
enough when you say that he's doing it right, it sounds like That's what I did there.
That's right.
I think
Nick.
it was a kid that played the Joker in that cut scene in the Batman. I think that's him. Played that creepy Joker. Seriously.
Oh, okay.
K.Y. Kwan, Everything Everywhere All at Once. So I think he's the favorite there too.
His name is K.Y.
K.Y.
Why?
K.A.
Short round from Indiana Jones.
And the Goonies.
Oh, right.
And the Goonies, yeah. Data.
Yes, that's right. Best Supporting Actress, Angela Bassett for Black Panther. Now, she won the Golden Globe for that. Hong Chow for The Whale. Carrie Condon, The Banshees of Inisherin. Jamie Lee Curtis for Everything Everywhere All at Once. She was very good in that movie also. And Stephanie Hu, also Everything Everywhere All at Once. So just huge for that one. So
I have to watch that movie.
Yeah, so I won't get into the rest of these here, but yeah, it was just really cool to see it. Like I said, a different take of the multiverse cleanup like that. So it's just, I can't say it again. Just check it out. So, have you seen? Maybe that's a good question. How many of these Best Picture? I always kind of gauge myself as how well did I do over the past year of actually watching movies that would be considered for Best Picture. So, have you seen any of these movies? You guys saw Top Gun. I've not seen that one. Obviously, we also was Elvis.
Haven't seen that one.
I watched it.
Okay.
It was fantastic.
I saw Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let's see. Avatar. Have you guys haven't seen that one? Dean hasn't seen that. No.
Mm-mm.
And
I don't
think anybody's seen the other ones here too. All Quiet on the
We're
Western
such
Front.
good people to talk about the movies.
All Quiet on the Western Front here.
Yeah, that's all right. I do want to. I think the next one I do want to see is the Fablemans that with Steven Spielberg. That looks very good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay. So, do you guys still watch the Oscars? Is that appealing to you at all? Watching the Oscars, or is that not something you're interested at all? No.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like all award shows like that, I feel like I don't know that they're on until if I'm catching like people tweet about it as it's happening, I'll notice it and then I might flip it on or something. But like I never know when it's happening. Typically, music award shows are more my thing because I know way more about music than I ever will about like movies and TV and stuff. But it's kind of I enjoy it, you know what I mean? But I never know when it's on and I never make a point to watch it, you know?
Okay.
I only turned on last year because the tweets about the slap happened, and so I turned it on to see the aftermath.
Was that a whole year ago?
That. Yeah,
it was a year ago.
Yeah,
I watched that live. I was sitting there. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. You know, at first it was like everybody else. You think it's a bit,
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Will Smith sits down, and you could tell, no, this is real. He's fired up, and they're bleeping him and everything. Wow, it was just a weird moment. Still,
yeah.
Of course, they'll make a joke of it. Will they make a joke of it?
Yeah, they would. They have to.
Probably.
Well, who do they have hosting?
I could tell you in just a minute.
Yeah, I think whoever's going to host, normally they have a comedian, has to make that joke. I mean, It's the elephant in the room. You can't not say something. Yeah. Even if
or
the
he
host
comes out with boxing gloves on or something, you know,
right?
Do something,
right?
Just prepared for what might happen tonight.
Well, while he's looking that up, you haven't, Brian, you haven't.
I have it.
Okay.
Yes, I think this person will definitely make a comment about the slap. Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yes, there you have it.
Have you guys seen that Dana White or whatever is now involved in that slap?
The competition?
Competition slap. It's going to be on ESPN or some shit like that. It's going national.
So UFC Dana White is going to be a participant?
No. He bought into it, or he's running it, or owned it, some shit like that. I heard a rumor like that, and then I saw a video of the competition, and he was there as, in the judging fucking area. When this girl got knocked the fuck out. It's crazy. It is insane to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, tune
only
in.
thing-
So go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say the only thing that beats it. Have you guys seen the boxing in a phone booth? That's wild shit. Google that.
I've heard of it, but I have not seen it.
It's stupid.
Are you're being for real? That's an actual
For
thing?
real.
Yeah,
I think all this comes from like fucking Russia or some shit.
yeah.
But,
You
like,
guys
yeah,
get,
I've
it's
seen-
an old phone, like an actual retro phone booth, and you
Yep, and they
you
fist
try to
fight.
box and yeah.
Wow.
The other one was the guys are it's one-handed fighting. They're tied to the other. Like that. Yeah,
Crazy.
I've seen that.
Have you seen the slapping thing, Nick?
I have. I've seen because there's like a podium and they like have to like regulation. The one arm of the one that's not slapping is like holding on to the thing, and they're standing there and like it's.
And they
wild.
have two big guys behind them to catch them in case they topple over. It's wild.
Yeah, some of these is just it's just fascinating. I could not. It's just no way. There's no way I would have any. But we are going to do it. So this is episode number 126. So episode 150.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put it out there right now. Yes, we're going to have a
Except
slap.
ours is like this.
Yeah, we're going to set it up just like the regulation one at Ignite. Right?
Can we do titty twisters instead?
Hey, you're not allowed to say that. Oh, Twister. Oh,
No,
I'm sorry.
Twister. It's
Twister.
okay. 'Cause it's a
I
thing
thought you said the
people
word
say.
meat after that.
No.
You're not allowed to say meat.
I wouldn't
after.
say that. No. I wouldn't say that.
No,
I have
you
a
can say
moral
titty,
compass.
but you can't say meat on the end of it.
Right.
Yeah, it's not allowed. So
That's right. You're fined for that.
I'm still paying you. All right, so I was thinking to myself that talking about the fighting in the phone booth.
Mhm.
We did an episode. I think it was, I don't know how long ago it's been, but didn't we do an episode about like, or at least some sort of segment of like, if we could create our own Olympic sport, what would it be?
Yes.
Didn't we do that?
I
Yep, we
think
did.
we did. Yeah.
Anything we said could not have been as crazy as like even the slapping contest. It's
Yeah.
just insane. So
I don't
Yeah.
even remember what we said, but I
don't
I
either.
don't remember it being anything like that.
I don't even remember what I said 10 minutes ago. So I talk.
Yeah, that is a good question. Yeah, we have our own. We can have our own trivia game of prior episodes of what we said. We probably wouldn't even remember. Obviously, we don't remember.
No.
Yeah. Okay, I just thought this was interesting here. So Miley Cyrus made the news this week. So she has a new single, Flowers. Okay, I've not heard it yet. It has become the most streamed song in a 7-day period in Spotify history. So,
Really?
yes, it
That's
dropped
dumb.
on January 12th.
Who was it before? I'm
I
going to say
don't-
Drake or Taylor Swift.
I
Probably pretty safe bets.
don't know that it says here in the article, at least the section that I grabbed.
I've got a
But-
good follow-up
But
question. Who the fuck would listen to that?
Well, I tell you what. So, it racked up in 1 week 101,838,799 streams in 1 week. It reached the.
Was that her stuff or our YouTube? Is that our YouTube numbers?
That's Spotify.
Ours?
Our YouTube numbers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ours was like closer to
So close.
25.
799. I think
Okay,
was
gotcha.
closer. Yeah,
So
minus
close.
the 101 million.
Well,
Although
give
we
or
just put a
take.
clip up, we put a clip up of Nick tonight there, and that was lightening up like
I like to put a lot of things up,
there
Nick.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so check us out on YouTube, by the way, at Convincing Idiots, if you haven't already subscribed. Yeah, so it reached the 100 million point faster than any other song ever has to date on Spotify. So
Wow.
just pretty amazing. I mean, I don't dislike Miley Cyrus. I'm not necessarily a huge fan. She has an interesting voice. I've heard her sing some hard rock songs. I think she's very good in that style. I don't know. I just thought that was an interesting statistic. So but it also shows you, it's just kind of where the music
Her voice sounds
business
like
is.
her voice sounds like she smoked a pack of Pall Malls after going down on like a crackhead.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I wouldn't consider she has a great voice. It's just kind of a unique voice, but obviously, people
I guess.
people obviously like listening
it's
to her. I mean,
odd because
that's
it's kind of
amazing.
like high and raspy at the same time. You know, like her voice is,
Right.
it's got like a raspy rattle to it, but it's also like a higher pitch as well. Like kind of not higher pitch, but yeah, I know what you mean. It's decent. Like I personally am not a fan of her as a singer. I actually think like things I've seen her act in have been pretty decent. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of the sound of her voice myself. But I mean, you know, to each their own. But yeah,
You've just
it's,
given every review about this podcast.
yeah, it's not for me. Teach their own. I don't
really
love
dig
it.
the sound of the voice.
Yeah, it's not. It's not for me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just something. And her most streamed song, though, on Spotify is "Party in the USA." That has 1.1 billion
That's
streams.
stupid. That's
Still.
just fucking
On Spotify.
stupid.
Wow,
I've
that's like when
heard
she
that
started.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird Al did a cover of it, so you know she made it.
That's
Right.
true.
Yeah.
That's right. Yep. Interesting stuff. So
Can't wait till he spoofs this podcast.
it's coming. I'm sure it's coming.
So am I.
Yep. Okay, so obviously, again, we just shot this a couple of days ago. Not a whole lot. Here's something here. So, the M&M's characters, you know, the M&M's characters with like the sexy green M&M and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I brought
I
this.
would eat the fuck out of that M&M.
Well, no, you won't, because
What?
those characters are. Those characters, I brought this up on the It Came From Gen X podcast as well, so we're going to get your guys' reaction too. They have been fired.
Even the red one and the yellow one?
All.
Peanut and original?
So
You can't fire fucking Peanut and
Santa?
original.
yes,
Yeah.
they've been replaced by Maya Rudolph, who's the funny actress from SNL and all that.
Her
So
head kind of looks like a peanut, but that still doesn't count.
What?
Come
Why?
on.
so
Yeah, what happened?
What they're saying is that they had a lot of negative backlash about what it is. Last January, not this year, but last January, they changed the characters to make them more inclusive looking. So, like the sexy green one, they kind of changed up to be more.
Yeah, they did.
They toned her down and stuff like that. So, and it had just different characters had different characteristics and stuff like that.
What toned her? What do you like? What do they do? Like put pants on her? Like I mean, what?
I think they took like the high heels off.
That
and they put,
green
like,
M&M, I would prove that fucking that melts in my mouth.
It's funny that there's been a lot of social media with people saying that type of stuff, Dean, where it's just like, I don't care what they do, just bring back the sexy green.
Right.
So
I
some
have it
people
on my
say,
eyebrows. And, oh, yeah.
right. Is that an M&M across your lip, Dean? Why, no, it's not.
Why
Don't
is
ask
it
me what
brown?
it is.
Because I took too big of a bite.
Don't ask me what it is. No, but it's so some people think it's just another stupid Super Bowl ad publicity stunt where they're kind of quote unquote, they're on permanent hiatus until further notice, and then they'll bring them back at the Super Bowl or something dumb like that.
So
who knows?
people were offended by the revamp of the characters?
They were complaining. Yes, they were complaining about the revamping of cartoon characters selling M&Ms, cartoon M&M characters. Yeah.
So then put them back to what they were. That doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Or ignore dumb people. That's another option.
Or that. Yeah.
Who has the time and effort to complain aloud about M&Ms and what they look like in commercials?
I just told you, dumb people who have no joy in their lives. They have unfulfilled lives, and they choose to lash out at things.
Can you imagine getting that outraged about something like that?
Well, actually, you'll go ahead, guys, because I think this is going to make more sense.
Can you imagine seeing something on TV, a way that something is being sold, right? A fun ad that something is being sold that's not being hateful, that's not being discriminatory, and going out of your way to be like, I'm going to file a formal complaint.
Yep.
About this, the way this is being advertised to me.
Yeah, or to speak to it on social media, whatever. Either way.
If this makes sense now, guys, one of the key people, I thought this sounded familiar once you started talking about it.
Go ahead.
One of the key people, Fox News, Tucker Carlson.
That's right.
Was the one
woke M&Ms.
leading the charge.
That's right. The woke M&Ms.
Uh-huh.
Right? Yeah, that's something.
He railed about the candy's desexualization as part. So he was mad that they took the
That it was
sexualization apart. Because he's probably, yeah, like, well, you know, because that's what he dreamed, you know, because he's got probably such a vanilla sex life that he's in missionary style with his wife, who's just dreading that pasty white stick on top of her, is thrusting 4 times and coming in her. So all he can do to fucking combat it is just think about that green M&M,
Baby.
and if not, he's going to go in like 5 pumps. But he pictures that sexy candy coated M&M and comes in 4.
Yeah.
So,
I would like anyone who's listening along. I'd like to invoke a new convincing idiots drinking. If you take a drink every time Dean says the word "come," you are on the fast track to getting blackout drunk in the first probably segment and a half.
wait a second. Does cumsies count also?
Yes, it's, whatever
Okay, good.
cumsies.
Any form of the word.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's right. Yep.
I'm getting tweets right now that they prefer bald Dean. Our fans, they're outraged.
I can look at my dick then.
It was on better behavior.
Yeah, so it's just interesting. It's another way. I mean, obviously, you know, I have to believe that someone like a Tucker Carlson doesn't really probably believe that. It's just
No.
He's a character. He's playing a character. I don't know what he actually gives a shit about anything.
Yeah, the liberals are doing this or that, and look at this. Look what they're doing now.
You know what? Let's all start
all this crap.
Yeah. Well, that's bullshit. I actually want to start a campaign to either cancel or change Tucker Carlson, because when they desexualized him by taking that fucking bow tie off, let's bring the bow tie back, because they took away his little sexiness when that bow tie went away. So let's start a campaign, everybody, to rail against the desexualization of Tucker Carlson.
There you go.
Hashtag rail Tucker Carlson.
Rail Tucker Carlson. I mean, who didn't look at him and his bushy little hair that you wanted to take that bow tie and just jam him into your gut? Come on, everybody. Let's get Tucker Carlson back being sexy again.
That's right. Yep.
Fucking dolt.
There you go. Yeah. We have a new T-shirt on our merch store coming up soon.
We have a lot of them.
Yeah.
Hashtag rail Tucker Carlson.
Yeah. I like.
Yeah. Can we have a shirt that just says "Cumsies"?
Sure. Yeah.
I'll get Robin on making those right now.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll get the photo with you, Dean, with the eyebrow we put out there today on Twitter and stuff like that. I'll just.
Oh yes. Can we talk about that real quick?
With the eyebrow.
Yeah. The 3 pictures of us, you naked in your chef apron.
Yeah.
And Brian was in his. Go on our YouTube or our Facebook page. I'm sure it'll be up on Instagram.
Facebook
soon.
and Twitter. It's out there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But the pictures of Brian, and we talked about it last week, holding his trombone, and that's not a euphemism. It was an actual trombone, dressed like Austin Powers, with his mullet and tiny mustache. Excuse me. And it is such a beautiful picture. I'm looking at it, just kind of all giddy-eyed and staring at it today. And my son Carter walks up and goes, "What are you looking at?" I said, "Who is this?" And he goes, he starts giggling. He goes, I don't know. Who is that? What is that? Is that real? I'm like, yeah, who is it? He goes, I don't know. And I said, "That's Brian." And the look of shamefulness he had for you and joy, it met in the middle. It was amazing. It was
very good.
I've never seen a look like that on a young boy's face.
That's about right. That's about right. Yep. So check those out on our social media. Okay, enough about the stupid M&M story. We talked about it earlier in this episode. So Night Court certainly has come back. It is a continuation series, so it's kind of picks up where the original series sort of left off years ago. The 90s show just dropped. Dean mentioned he just watched the first couple episodes of that. That's a continuation of the 70s show with Red and Kitty Foreman and the grandkids. Quantum Leap, another one of Dean's favorite shows, is a continuation of the original series. They've just announced the Wednesday season 2 on Netflix will come out. So Wednesday season 1 was a continuation of the Addams Family, where the kids are a little bit older and she's high school age and all of that. And they've had other ones the last couple of years.
Will she be of age in this next season?
Jenna Ortega? I don't know. I think the actress is, but the character, I'm not so sure. So you have to just hold off a little bit.
He's like, hey, 50%'s whatever. That's fine. As long as one of them lands, I don't care.
Yeah, focus on the green M&M a little bit longer. Then we've had Will and Grace came back and made some new episodes a couple years back. Mad About You did the same. We had Fuller House, continuation of Full House. I Met Your Father. So it's been, we're seeing more and more of these kind of continuation TV shows. I don't know, some of the movies certainly, but it's becoming more popular. So this is our, so getting to our Ask an Idiot segment of the week here, guys. So just a couple things. You can answer kind of whatever, do you like these continuation type of series? Okay. If you do, what are some of the elements that makes a successful continuation story in your mind? Or do you not like these so much? And if you don't like them so much, why not? So, Dean, why don't we start with you? Obviously, you're a big fan of a couple of these with Quantum Leap and Night Court. So, do you like these, the continuations? Do you like to see the old characters come back? And again, what are the elements that makes it a good or not so good one?
Well, it's the same idea as why people like sequels. If you get vested into a story and characters, you learn to love them and they grow with you, and then it ends. And you're like, okay, well, that stinks, but I had that. And then you find out, oh, they're going to do Empire Strikes Back, and you're like, oh shit, I'm all in. Then it's the same idea. You especially with TV, you get like years and years of enjoying and loving these characters, and then they go away. And especially now, you take, like, for example, when Night Court ended, I was just a teenager, and I loved that series. I loved the characters. I loved the premise and everything. And now you take a 40-year-old Dean, and he's now able to appreciate it on many different levels.
Okay.
Especially like what was probably meant for adults back then. Now I can appreciate it on a different level. But yeah, it's the idea that you get vested in these characters and stories, and then surprise, you get to bring them back, even if it's for like a special one season run. It's fun just to see where those characters are, the ones that you loved for so many years. So, yeah, and that, I think, in my opinion, that's why.
Okay, Nick, what do you think?
Yeah, I think obviously to make a good one, I think like nostalgia is key, right? Because that's why you're here in the first place. Like I think all the it kind of runs like along with what Dean said there, like. You become attached to these characters and stuff like that. So if you've already got the interest in it, you're more than willing to pick back up where it left off, right? I think it's also pretty key that I don't know if Night Court has returning characters or not, but it sounds like from what I understand Night Court to be, it's like you could kind of just run with what the premise is, and as long as you have the same style of comedy, it's going to pretty much work the same. But we've seen, things like Fuller House and whatever, and bringing back original cast members from Full House. All the guys, Dave Coulier, Bob Saget, and John Stamos, all made appearances on it. Similar style of show, similar vibe, types of jokes. You've got the characters that were already in it before as children, and then you've got callbacks to the original show. So I think things like that definitely make them successful. Personally, not all of these are the same as far as, reboots versus, continuations and things like that. I like, or reboots over remakes, I should say. I think at least with a reboot, it's kind of, it takes a little more maybe originality, or you can see people who are fans of the property come and take it over and kind of work off of it, as to where maybe with the remakes, people are a little, I don't know, it's just remakes, while some of them have been very good, various movies and TV shows we've seen, some of them just, it's a pretty easy job to do. You've got a base model to go off of. So like with a reboot, at least it's like, okay, now we take this thing that we're all familiar with and we imagine how it continues on from here. So like, I like them. I think it's kind of a different change of pace, because for so long we were seeing so many remakes, and so like it just felt like a lot of unoriginal ideas. You know what I mean? Were coming out, and it's like, man, does anybody like come up with anything original anymore? So although this is not completely original, it is imaginative. You know what I mean? It's in a new direction, and you're continuing on a story that's already there. So
maybe that's the point. So many people say, "Oh, can't you come up with your story? If I wanted to see that, I'd just watch the original." And everybody goes, "Oh, well, we can kind of do that."
Right. Yeah.
And then that works because people see what they need to.
Right. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think it's kind of cool that you're seeing more and more of it. And I mean, there is definitely a lot of love and a lot of sentimental attachment to a lot of these things. So it's easy for people to pick up something that was very popular that's been gone for a while and go, well, let's add this onto it. Let's make some new content for, the fandom is still there. The audience for it is still clearly there. So let's kind of just build off of that. So I don't know. What about you, Brian?
Yeah, I agree with a lot of your guys' points. So it's I'm not as much of a fan as the reboots necessarily, the remakes. We had a whole episode to that. We talked about that a few episodes ago, so check that out if you haven't heard that. But to make a good one, I agree with you guys, and you have to honor the original story somehow, some way, right? So whether you pay homage to some of the original characters or something, there has to be some type of tie to it. So even if you weren't necessarily a big fan of the original series, but you got to have some ties to it, because some people are going to have some ties, right? So I think that's what made the Wednesday series so good. I mean, clearly, it was
Jenna Ortega.
Well, she was great anyway, but they focused on the Wednesday character. And they definitely they had some of the original characters in it, but they weren't the prominent figure. You had Thing, the hand, which was great to see. The Thing actually had a very prominent role as a supporting character in this series. You got to see Lurch for a second. You got to see Pugsley. Mr. and Mrs. Addams were great, but they weren't the focal points. It's the Wednesday Addams series, so it's hers. But they definitely played homage to the Addams Family storyline and the characters, and introduced other characters, other supporting characters. So it just kind of had everything going for it, where she had her own story, still ties to the original series, and it definitely played great homage to the original series and original characters. And they introduced other supporting characters around Wednesday that people got into and enjoyed, and it was a hit. And so now, again, they're going to have another season of it. So I'm looking forward to that. So, yeah, go ahead.
Could you do, not you guys, but, could they do, and it be successful, like spin off a movie of the Addams Family with that cast? You know what I mean? And like bring her back into the fold. And then after the movie, she can still continue to go do the series, but like, they have Luis Guzman and what's her name, and Morticia, who her.
Yeah.
But
Kirk Douglas's wife. I'm kidding. I know it's Michael Douglas's wife.
That's what you call a callback.
That's right.
But do you think that could work for that show? Is to do a movie like an Addams Family movie with that cast? You know what I mean? Like put them in, in the Addams Family setting.
Catherine Zeta-Jones, for God's sake.
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that idea. Yeah, so she's back home. She's back home from school or something like that, and they have the Addams Family house and all the craziness that goes on there with. Actually, Uncle Fester was in the series too, but Uncle Fester's in the house and everything, and then she goes back to school or something. Yeah, you can. And then you
continue the series.
Yeah. I think you could do that with these, just because the
cast is so good.
Cast is so good. Exactly right. You couldn't do that with an ordinary cast, but again, you got
correct. You got big stars to do the cast.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I mean,
It's an
like
interesting
Wednesday's been getting a ton of like positive feedback. I mean, everybody that I've heard that's seen it, I've heard nothing
Right.
but good things about it. And it's like you might even see that too, where like some of these things that come along that, you know, maybe reboots of characters or things like that that even supersede their originals in popularity.
Sure.
I mean, probably the best example of that, who's already done that, is our friends at RPM Bike Shop. They took a classic, a bicycle, and they rebooted it with pure electricity. And here we go. Now it's even better than the original bicycle. And I mean, bicycle is, I mean, as classic as they come. But they have somehow superseded that. If you don't believe me, you could just go to their website and see for yourself. It's rpmbikeshop.com. You might think to yourself, well, I don't know, electric bike, it might be hard to get one, it might be far away. It's not. If you're listening and you're in the Northeastern Ohio area, it's near us here in Carrollton, Ohio. They're only a phone call away, 330-808-7792. You can also go search them up on Facebook. Just search RPM Bike Shop. You can see all the pictures of their wonderful products that they have to offer. You can get a hold of them that way as well. So be sure to check them out for the best reboot that we have seen to date, the reboot of the bike in the form of the electric bike from our friends at RPM Bike Shop. Check them out today.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well
All
done,
right, guys.
sir. Well done.
We'll throw one more question.
Do you
at you.
think?
Go ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead.
No, I was.
You first.
No, I was just gonna. I had a question about the show. Would you consider the TV show MASH? Like, 'cause I know you guys didn't see the movie, but going from movie to the TV show with only one character being the same.
As a continuation?
Yeah, or is that a reboot or like?
You mean
what would
could you take
consider
one
that?
character from MASH and make another TV show? And would
No,
it
they
be...
did. Well,
Oh,
actually,
okay.
they did that too. Yeah, they
It's
did
terrible.
after MASH and Trapper John,
After MASH.
right.
MD. But anyways, it was just a random thought. Sorry.
Okay. I think that was considered more of a remake.
Okay.
I think it's the series. I think. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, here's a question. Though. So you could pick one series all time to make a continuation. We probably talked about this before in the reboot. I don't care. We're going to talk about it again here for a second because it just fits more with this discussion. So give me a series or give me a two if you want to, but that you'd love to see a continuation. Obviously, you got to keep in mind it's you know, some people are not with us anymore who are on some of your favorite shows. So keep everything in mind, right? But today's world, give me a series you'd like to see a continuation.
The easiest one for me is a show that I love dearly. It only went on for 3 seasons, and it was cut way too short. Happy Endings. I know I've discussed it before. Yeah. It was a good ABC show. It only, like I said, it ran for 3 seasons, and there have been rumblings of trying to get the band back together again and doing it, and somebody picking it up. Because, I mean, it's streaming, I think, on Hulu and Netflix, and I think it does pretty well. And I just love it. It's a very modern take on kind of the Friends dynamic, right? The 6 group of friends and just kind of their life. I just would like to see how the characters evolved a little more after just 3 seasons, because I really loved each and every character on that show. So that would be an easy one for me.
That's good.
Very good.
I'd watch that.
Yeah.
Dean, you have one in mind?
MASH. You know, think about
so
it.
They're like back in their normal lives or something, or
yeah, I mean, some of them you would have to recast. I mean, I don't know if you want to recast, but like, you know, Radar isn't around. You have Hawkeye, who is still alive. But you'd have characters like Colonel Henry Blake. You know who would probably do a really good part of that? Aaron Blake. Aaron Blake would do a fantastic Henry Blake, because he already does helps people out just like they did in MASH. But instead of meatball surgery, he does insurance.
Ooh.
See, Blake Insurance is an Erie insurance agency located right here in Barberton, Ohio. They provide auto, home, renters, and business insurance with honesty, decency, and affordability. Erie Insurance is above all else in service. You want to call 234-571-5359 or visit BlakeInsuranceLLC.com for your free 5-minute quote today. And when you do, tell them war is hell and the idiots sent you.
Very good. Very good.
But my real answer is Scrubs.
Okay, yeah.
And that's probably the closest to actually happening. One version or the other, whether it's going to be a movie or a one season or a one special, because they're doing the podcast, Fake Doctors, Real Friends, and they have the creator, Bill Lawrence, who also does, he did Cougar Town and Ted Lasso.
Okay.
So actually, he's also doing the new show. It's got like Harrison Ford in it.
Oh,
and
it's
Jason Segel.
Yeah.
Looks
I'm
good.
excited to see that.
Yeah, you tell me those two, and Bill Lawrence is doing it. Shit, I'm all in. But yeah, with all of that, they're looking to do something, put something together for the cast of Scrubs. So yeah, that would give me at least give me an hour episode, hour movie. That's all I need.
Okay.
You don't even need to give me a season. Fuck it. I'll be fine with an hour.
I like
what
that.
about you, Brian?
We may have talked about this prior, but how about Cheers?
Ooh, that would be interesting.
Yeah, because you still have some of the main characters. Are, obviously you still have Ted Danson, you still have Kelsey Grammer, you have
all
Rhea
of them
Perlman,
are still alive,
right?
I mean, Kirstie Alley just died, but
right,
John Ratzenberg's still alive.
Yep.
George Wendt.
Yep.
I mean, did Shelley Long? She's still alive, right?
I think she passed away.
Okay.
Not too long ago. Yeah. But yeah, so you could have an aging Sam opens up another local tavern or something, or maybe
he buys Cheers again. Like he'd sold it years ago, and like for some way somehow it's his first day of reopening Cheers that he owned 30 years ago.
Yeah, how about this? Like maybe somebody somebody had bought Cheers and made it like a microbrewery, and he buys it out. Doesn't really know what he's doing. You got a bunch of hipsters in there and stuff with craft beer. He doesn't really understand it. You got the regulars coming in looking for the regular beer and what the
That's a really good idea.
That's a really fucking good. NBC, are you listening?
Yeah. They could easily infuse some younger characters into it and stuff like it. Woody Harrelson could come back even, at least as a cameo, Yeah, I like all that. So one of the main kids, because Woody Harrelson's probably a bigger deal. Like he's not going to join a series. No.
So you have one of the main kid who bought it or whatever is Woody's son. So that way Woody can come back periodically through it.
I like that. Yeah. Okay. Well, I got the pitch out there for a small fee, NBC.
See, that sucks because you say something so good, I would watch the fuck out of that.
Right. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I just thought of it just now.
Yeah, it's very topical and current.
Right.
And it's a good idea.
Cheers to
Electric Boogaloo.
It's too bad that only Jonathan will hear that.
Jonathan, make it happen.
Jonathan, you taking notes?
It's all on you, kid.
That's right.
Yeah, I know he's outside Brian's window, so I know he's listening.
That's right. Stop. Fix our website while you're at it. God dang it. Another one, just real quick, just came to me. How about, sort of on the same sort of vibe as Wednesday. Maybe you have Eddie, who is the son of Herman and Lily Munster. Now he's grown up now, but he's maybe trying to be more of a normal guy and blend in with normal society more. Maybe it's more of that angle, but he has this kind of a weird background with the Munster family, something like that. There's something there too. Not as good as the Cheers one, but I don't know. Maybe there's something there with a grown-up Eddie and his family or something along that line. I don't know. Maybe.
I got it. Mm-hmm. Chips, but instead of motorcycles, they're now on rascals chasing people through the mall.
Eric Estrada's still with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's still with us. I like it. All right. Any other ideas you want to mention before we wrap up this segment?
One more. Sorry, just gave me. Come on, you're giving me inspiration here. Golden Girls. It's just a half hour of headstones.
Damn.
Wow. Wow. Yep.
Are they all dead? Even the woman that played Sophia, is she gone too?
Yeah, I think so. I believe so.
Yeah. All right. a fine way to end this segment. If you
Rest
have
in peace to this segment. There you go.
That's right. Yeah, there you go.
And
Yeah.
each and every one of the Golden Girls.
If you have ideas out there, if you of a show you'd like to see made into a continuation or something like that, we'd love to hear your suggestions and your pitch and your opinions on what we have to say there. So you can reach us on our Gmail, convincingidiots@gmail.com, and our social media accounts. Nick will tell you where to find them later also. So, all right, guys, we're going to take a break. And we're going to come back with our main segment, quotable movies. So what is your personal idiot Mount Rushmore of quotable movies? What makes a quotable movie? We'll talk about all that right after the break.
We're in trouble, Gary. This is highly illegal.
I wanted to breathe. I wanted to aerobicize. Look at this. It's moving, it's working, it's doing itself. It's working by itself.
What would you little maniacs like to do first?
Five, 4, 3.
I'll be back. That's what we told you when we left. And sure enough, we're back. That is correct. So, many people have spoken those words. By the way, Millennial Nick, bro host Zennial Dean, Gen X Brian here as well. Many people have spoken those words. You might say they're quite quotable. Quotable from very popular movie. Well, that's just exactly what we're here to talk to you about in this third and final segment this evening. Quotable movies, famous movie quotes, things of that nature. What are some that have stuck with us? We'd be very interested if you're listening along in hearing your comments on what's of some that have stuck with you as we go around the table here and talk about it.
I ain't reading shit. I don't care what comment.
Well, I'd like to know what you out there would figure is some of your favorite quotable movies. So, what are some stick out to you guys? Like, I mean, what are we going Mount Rushmore format here? We doing our
I think so.
Go around here. Okay.
Mount Rushmore of quotable movies for you.
Okay, cool. So let's start with Brian then. Brian, why don't you get us kicked off here?
We're doing the whole list. Is that what we're doing? The whole Mount Rushmore? Then the next person? Or are we going around? Going around?
I don't
Nick,
care. Usually,
this is your
you-
baby. You
you
introduced
usually
it.
you make the rules. I don't know. Yeah, let's just go. You can list
He's
them
just a
all off.
mouthpiece. This is your idea.
I was
okay,
told I could just bring us back from break, and I read what was on the
I'm
cue card, and
sorry.
now we're
I
here.
just
and
say words.
there's not a thing that tells me what to say.
I'll give you
now.
my list. That's what we'll do. That's what we normally do. That's right. For
Okay.
Mount Rushmore, I'll give you my full
Okay.
list, and we'll go to the next person here.
That'd be
Yeah.
good. Okay.
Sorry for the added stress, young Nick.
Ooh.
Yeah, so in no particular order, so my top 5 quotable movies. So these would be movies where I use a lot of quotes in normal life. They just come up at random in certain scenarios. I mean, I got Caddyshack. That might be my first. I absolutely love that movie. I don't play a lot of golf either.
It's in the hole.
But-
It's in the hole.
Yeah, there's so many quotes there. Just if I set foot around a golf course, it's 1,000 Caddyshack quotes will be used for sure. And there's other quotes in that movie as well that are just hilarious. It's just, I can't say enough about that movie. I just love it. The Blues Brothers from 1980, John Belushi and Danny Aykroyd were on a mission from God. There's so many other ones there in that movie as well. Animal House. Just, tons from that movie. Tombstone. I find myself using a lot of Tombstone quotes, often imitating Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday. We got to overlap. It's okay.
No, I didn't even have on the list. Like, there's so many, and I can't
Oh,
believe that was one that's not on the list.
Yeah.
Was it on your original list of 20 or whatever that you had?
No, that's why I'm pissed.
Oh, okay.
And way up there, another one quotable for me, one of Nick's favorite movies of all time, Airplane. So many quotes from Airplane, just mainly like the cockpit
Surely you
scenes
can't
with the
be
young.
serious.
Really can't be serious. You ever seen a grown man naked? All that stuff, just hilarious stuff.
That's not even from the movie. He's asking you guys right now.
And you've come to the right place.
Yeah, and all
Take a
those movies there. Yeah, no surprise. I mean, these are all
come.
like, that's right, funny. Late 70s. Most of these are late 70s, early 80s, with the exception of Tombstone. So, as a kid, these are all movies on cable. Growing up, I'm just young teen,
Impressionable, trombone playing, mullet-headed fella.
That's right. Watching these movies over and over again with my friends, and just learning the movies, and I could almost recite a lot of these when I watch them. So great fun, great memories. And
did teenage Brian love sad movies so he could go wah wah wah?
Guys, it's my cue. Let me brush my mullet back.
Been waiting all movie for this. Here we go.
No, I did not. But
Okay.
Oh,
Yep.
wah, wah, wah.
Okay.
all right, go ahead.
Who's
Dee.
next? I'm next. Okay. I've got actually 2 lists, so I'm going to go with my first one here.
Mhm.
Because I did a lot here. Major League.
Yeah.
I mean,
Great movie.
great movie, so quotable. You tell me Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?
Yeah.
Come on. Harris alone is quotable throughout that movie. Hot Shots. It was a lesser of the slapstick known movies, at least, but still so goddamn funny. Charlie Sheen breaking out as a slapstick genius. And then in the same vein, we'll go the king of slapstick, The Naked Gun.
Yeah.
What is this? Some sort of bust? Yes, it's very impressive.
Yeah.
And he was assaulted with a concrete dildo. Yes.
Good movie. Nice beaver. Sorry, go ahead.
Thanks. It just had it stuffed. And the one that gets me, same scene where he says, nice ankle bracelet. Oh, did that fall down there again? As a kid, and even now, I don't know where the fuck the ankle bracelet was. But I loved it. Fucking loved it. Maybe that might be like number 1. Jesus. But then I'm going to go number 4. And it's not a comedy. It's just who doesn't know this, especially on this podcast. and I'm going to cheat and say all three. We're going the original Star Wars trilogy.
Mm.
Very quotable.
Yep.
And then number 5, this was very hard. I had a lot to choose from, but I think on my top 5 here, I'm going to go Forrest Gump. Who doesn't constantly, you know what I mean? Like different scenarios in your life. It's between run, Forrest, run, when you just see somebody running by you, especially in that era when it came out in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Life is like a box of chocolates. You know what I mean? It's just throughout the whole 8 hours of that fucking movie, very quotable. So
I can't tell you how many times, and I've not even seen the movie the whole way through, but like I just felt like running. Like it's just like you just
that's what I'm saying.
It's just
that proves the point. It's like you haven't even seen it, and it's quotable to you. That's a quotable fucking movie.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Luke, I am your father. Somebody that's never seen Star Wars knows that line.
Right. Except he didn't say that.
I know. Mandela effect, motherfucker. He said it.
I am your father.
He said Luke. And in the timeline I remember, he said Luke. So, Nick, what is your Mount Rushmore of most quotable movies?
All right. Well, I'm going to start. I don't know. Is this actually might be in
all 5 are going to be goddamn jingle all the
order.
way.
In order. No.
Damn it.
So starting with my earliest one back here, Weird Science. It was probably 86, 85. I don't know what 84. But Weird Science, like, is just we've discussed it on the show. It's one of my all-time favorites. Just so many parties over, said the girl, just all these little things, and it's just stupid stuff that just these little lines that were, I don't know, so quotable and different things that were said.
85.
85. Okay. So Chet was just incredible in it and everything, and
oh my god,
yeah. Jesus Christ, would you cover yourself? Like just so many things. But yeah, Weird Science is on there.
You two donkey dicks couldn't get laid in a morgue.
Which is so odd. Don't donkey dicks have like large penises?
There's a funny line. I don't know.
Yeah. So Weird Science. I've also got The Big Lebowski. If you've ever been bowling, you at the very least, even now, I'm a person that tries not. There's like it's so cliche that I try not to make every time I'm bowling about The Big Lebowski. However,
it's hard to do.
Every time,
kind of like golf,
someone steps over the line. How do you not scream over the line?
Right.
So it's just that's one of those, and there's tons of them in there. I mean, there's so many great parts. Yeah, I got buddies that died face down in the muck. So this fucking whore, could owe money all over town.
It's just fuck up, Donnie.
Yeah. Probably my favorite line in the whole movie is when he goes, "Life does not stop and start at your convenience, you miserable piece of shit." Like, Steve Buscemi starts talking, and he's like,
"Okay,
Nick, they're always telling me, shut up."
Nick, real quick, I'm sorry, I need to interrupt this before I forget. I didn't know you were that big of a fan of that movie.
Oh yeah.
You know how we went to see It's a Wonderful Life in the big screen?
Yes, yeah.
Big Lebowski's coming in February.
Oh, fantastic! That would be cool.
Yeah, I want you guys. We'll talk offline, but we're going to
absolutely love that movie. Yeah. So that's definitely one that's up there for me. Another one, Wayne's World. I love Wayne's World. That actually, of all of these movies, like Wayne's World is one of those ones I could recite from the very first line to the close. I mean, I've seen it so many times, and it still just makes me laugh to this day. There are so many amazing lines, and every time he drives past the guitar, "It will be mine. Oh yes, it will be mine." Like, I say that about stuff all the time.
You're gonna spew into this.
Yeah, I actually just said that to Oliver the other day too. He looked like he was gonna throw up. I was like, so yeah, definitely Wayne's World's up there.
Sorry, I can keep going. You're right. It's fucking quotable as shit.
There are tons. Also, another favorite part is the Alice Cooper part, where he's like in their backstage after the concert.
We're not worthy. And then he goes through the Indian a monologue.
Milwaukee originally came from this, which means the good land. I was not aware of that. Yeah, it's just such a good movie. Also, I've got Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore is another just incredible comedy. Honestly, I could probably put a good 3 or 4 Adam Sandler movies up on the list for me.
Sure.
But Happy Gilmore takes the cake. It's not only is it my favorite, it's just one of the ones that stuck with me and that I tend to throw out lines from all the time. And then my last one.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast. You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
No.
Yeah. And then like lastly, obviously I can't believe this one wasn't on your guys' list. Who could forget Jingle All the Way with such lines as "It's a terrible time" and "Put that cookie down now." Another one, beginning to end.
Are people going to actually see this in the theaters? Was that in the movie?
Yes. So that's my top 5.
Very good. Do you have any honorable?
I think our honorable mention should be a round robin thing. Okay. Go around one at a time.
That's fine.
Brian, we'll start with you.
Them. Yeah, one of my honorable mentions, Nick, was word science.
Okay.
Yep.
There you go.
There you go. Yep. Dean?
My honorable mention starts with Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. So
he said come again.
Yes.
He said come again.
Drink.
Used in many conversations.
Mm-hmm. Moonlight Graham. So, Nick, what's your honorable mention first?
I'm going to keep the Arnold train rolling and just say Terminator. Hasta la vista, baby. I'll be back. Like there's all,
it's not the first time you've said that.
Many quotable lines. I'll be back.
Right?
Yeah. Yep. So, but Ryan? Definitely Terminator.
I had Star Wars. You already mentioned. So it's obviously tons and tons of lines.
I'm going to go. This is going to be the first cartoon on said list of any of ours. Aladdin. With Robin Williams as a genie. I don't know about you guys, but I could recite the whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's
not
a good
just
one.
the songs, but the dialogue as well. So
yeah,
Aladdin's on my list.
Absolutely. Never saw it. How about that?
What?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's very surprising.
What?
Well, that's the era before I had no young kids around.
Yeah,
it's still something you should have shown Peyton as a good parent.
Yeah, I did show her all the Star Wars and Marvel movies.
Fair enough. All right.
Yeah. And the entire Scream library, and I'm kidding. No, I didn't show her that stuff.
Carter just asked me the other day, Dad, would I like Texas Chainsaw Massacre? I'm like, yeah, let's find out. Yes. You're 11. You can see it. Shit. Let's do it. So we're going to watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
There you go. Okay.
Who's next?
Go ahead.
I'll keep the cartoon train rolling. South Park, bigger, longer, and uncut. Same as you, Dean, with the Aladdin thing. Not only can I sing you all the songs, but there's just so many great lines in the movie. Just incredible movie. I probably saw that movie a little bit younger than I should have, but it was just fantastic. Well, no, probably not. It would have come out in like 98.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that was like 10. So that's fine.
No, that's fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
you're okay.
Brian,
I'm blessing your ribs. He's fine. Don't worry.
Yeah, he's fine. It's all right. It's cool.
I had Naked Gun as another honorable mention. Yep. So again, already mentioned here. So yep.
I'm going to go with Back to the Future.
Okay.
I mean, every line. I mean, you're watching this, you're saying it over in your head. You know what I mean? It's from every character, Butthead to hey, you, get your damn hands off her. Oh, Biff, I didn't know it was you. All right, so, yep, Back to the Future.
Why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
Right. It's leave, Butthead.
Make like a tree and get out of here.
Nikolai?
I've got Austin Powers written down as an honorable mention as well. Austin Powers, when it came, I mean, really take your pick.
Every
first
middle
two
school
for me
kid
specifically.
Yep.
Yeah, but Austin Powers definitely. I mean, the jokes were, at the time, like you said, at the time it came out, and my adolescence, absolutely Austin Powers.
absolutely.
Any
100%.
others?
That was what I had. So go ahead.
I've got a couple.
Mhm.
I've got Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Wow.
Merely a flesh wound.
Did you just see this for the first time recently?
I did, but I've known all the quotes. Like as I'm watching it for the first time, I know all these quotes from
you've
like
heard 'em all.
every fucking kid in middle school, reciting them throughout my childhood.
Well, that's like
so.
Airplane. I mean, never having seen it, I'd heard a bunch of the jokes before just because they were so popular and have been carried on for so long that they almost became a cliche in and of themselves, the same way as like Monty Python, you know, and the Holy Grail. A lot of you've just heard those things. You maybe didn't know where they came from, but you've heard them for so long.
I fought in your general direction. And then my last one, my original last one, Tombstone, definitely is up there for me. But a classic, Wizard of Oz. I mean, even if you don't use it every day, everybody can quote that movie.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
not real funny or spectacular, but that's the last one on my list.
I wrote some down that I think are maybe the most, you know, some of the biggest quoted movie lines.
Sure.
You know, maybe not the whole movie necessarily.
I like this.
Obviously,
that's impressive.
I Am Your Father is one of the big ones there. I also put the Say Hello to My Little Friend from Scarface. That's a big one. That's just, even if you've never seen those movies,
Say hello
you
to
know,
my little friend.
You know how it's said, you know the cadence, you know what it's from, and you know it's just kind of lives on its own. For so very long, back in 2006 maybe that this movie came out. When Borat first came out, there wasn't anyone on the face of the earth who wasn't walking around going, very nice. Whether they could do it well or not, everybody just did the Borat thing for a while.
Right.
So that was a pretty popular one on its own. And then, of course, like, you know, Austin Powers, just the yeah, baby, the whole do I make you Randy? Do I, you know, that whole thing with Austin Powers was a big one. And then, obviously, like, I'll Be Back, the Hasta La Vista, like there's a couple of those big ones that are just very synonymous with pop culture in Terminator and stuff like that. So, any other, you guys have any, you know, maybe famous, just quoted movie lines that stand out for you guys?
I'll give you one from Goodfellas, just popped in my head there. The whole Joe Pesci rant to, what am I, funny like a clown?
And
funny
make
to
you laugh, dude. And make you,
yeah. That was terrific. Yeah. There's tons. Go ahead.
No, I don't have right off the top of my head. I didn't know we were going to do those, so I didn't.
That's okay.
Yeah, I didn't know how many ways this would go, so I wrote down some of those as well. But yeah,
that's good to follow up on more too.
Like everything else, you go both ways, so that's good.
That's right. Absolutely, I'm here to appeal to all if I can.
That's right.
You got this, you know, frankly, I don't give a damn. Gone with the Wind.
Yeah,
that
right.
Nick did a terrific job with Adam Sandler imitating that. Play It Again, Sam. You know, all that stuff. There's so many quotes we could think about. It's probably another good segment to do it on a future episode, honestly. The best movie quotes of all
because
time.
that could even be branched off into misquoted. Like I said, Luke, I'm your father.
Darth Vader,
Play It Again, Sam is not what he said in the movie, but it is quoted that way through a lot of people. So there are a lot of those quotes that people misquote on a regular basis. So
okay,
yeah, we can do a segment like that.
Yeah, I like it. All right, guys. Well, another famous quote is now come to another episode of Convincing Idiots. So, Dean,
good
suggestions
sweetheart. Well,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Suggestions for
our outro.
Sorry, I couldn't stop thinking about where I should get my next tattoo at, and I couldn't think of any place. So,
that's right. Yes, it would be good to mention.
You have one?
Do you have a suggestion, Brian?
Oh, wow, this is convenient.
Oh,
yeah. Perhaps you get a tattoo
convenient
of a famous quote or a Marlon Brando saying "Play It Again, Sam," which would be, you know, kind of a weird thing because it's not really what he said. I heard that somewhere.
He wasn't even in the movie.
Yeah.
He was in Apocalypse Now.
Oh, how about that? So if you're looking for those type of ideas, why don't you check out our friends at Golden Heart Tattoo in the Norton, Ohio area. find them on Facebook at Golden Heart Norton. Give them a call at 234-706-2982. And the website is goldenhearttattoos.com. So they do great work there. They've done work on all of us. And going to do more work on me this year. I'm going to continue to get more Twilight Zone themed tattoos and different things. So from Scott to Oswald, do great work. So go check them out if you're in the Northeast Ohio area. And thanks for the save there, Dean.
Yep, absolutely. Well, I'm going through some of these quoted movies. Trying to think if there's anything that caught my mind. Well, the one that I wanted to go to is in your misquote. You said Marlon Brando did play against him. It was a Humphrey Bogart.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Yeah.
Again, Sam. But I don't think Nick would know who Humphrey Bogart is, right?
Nope.
Okay.
I mean, I've heard the name, but I don't know what's going on there. Nope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nick, what is your favorite quote?
My favorite quote.
And again, you've already done Arnold.
Probably when Brian says, "Nick, why don't you tell the people where to find us?" Because that means the show's coming to an end, and that means
I'm trying to get a voice out of you here, bud.
Let's see here. I don't know. Most of the things that I've written down have been done before. Geez.
Geez, you mean like Jesus? You mean like you should do it like a evangelical
I'm gonna do
preacher?
it. That's it. Nope. I'm just gonna do it like Jesus.
All right.
Fair enough. Let's do it.
All right.
All right.
Sit back. Relax.
My children, here is where you can find us. No, it's no good. It's not fun. It's not fun. This is more fun. If you want to find convincing idiots, you will all come and flock. You will follow me to our convincing idiots link tree. All you have to do is type. That's right. Oh Lord Jesus, find the computer. Bam, there it is. Get your computer in front of you. You're gonna get that keyboard. Oh, and you feel it. The Lord has put it in your hands. You can feel the keys under your fingers. Oh, you're gonna type in LINK Jesus. Ah, Jesus. Jesus. Give me a last Jesus. Oh, yes. Convincing Idiots link tree. And they're going to take you to everywhere to keep you in touch with your lords and saviors on Convincing Idiots on all of their social media platforms. You could also find that information. It is a long journey, my brothers and sisters. But if you follow us through the weeds and the muck of the internet, and you go to convincingidiots.wordpress.com, Jesus, he is going to lead you there. And there you will find all of that information, and you will no longer be lost in the depths of the evil interwebs that Satan has put before you. You will find your way to Convincing Idiots website. So for another episode of Convincing Idiots, my brothers and sisters, you have been saved by the one and only Millennial Nick.
And whoa, Zennial Dean. Praise Jesus.
Gen X Brian, hallelujah.
Have we convinced you to turn your life around today, brothers and sisters?
Oh, praise Lord.
Start on the right track and join us for another episode next week. Thank you, Lord.
Oh. Hey, Dean with Convincing Idiots. Brian and Nick here. Like and subscribe. No, but I like this whole jazz thing we
I
got
thought
going.
it was Van Halen. It's
okay.
like, Why Can't This Be Love?
Okay.
That's what I thought.
I still like little mouth jazz.
Little mouth jazz.
Yeah.
You will get a mouth
Give you
jazz.
some mouth jazz. I'll fill you up with mouth jazz.
He's good on the wind instruments, Nick.
Practice makes perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
There you go.